Students, today we're going to begin our problem-based learning project, Forensic Science and Accounting. Yesterday we talked about the WorldCom case. We looked at it, we took it apart. We looked at some possible things that could have been done to prevent the detriment, not just to the workers there, but to the United States as a whole. The accounting industry has undergone an overhaul in the past 5 to 7 years, and it's a very hot field to be in right now. And your problem-based learning project, especially for those of you that are considering a field in accounting, is going to prove to be very beneficial to you. Let's take a look at the purpose and the objectives of this assignment. You will work in teams to investigate a growing problem in the accounting field, and of course that particular problem is fraud. Your task, however, is to find a working solution or a viable solution that will curb or cut down on the occurrences of the type that happened in WorldCom. A great reference point for you will be GAAP.org, General Accounting Acceptable Principles. We're going to use that website as a reference point for ethics. You'll pull from your own content knowledge the things that we've learned last semester when we did manual accounting, and you actually took a hands-on approach to solve problems that occurred, to balance a book that was not in balance, to try to find mistakes from within a worksheet that was 5 to 7, 8 pages long. And for the most part, you all did a wonderful job. But pull from that knowledge, pull from the things that we've discussed in the classroom as well, because I want you to suggest precautionary measures that will help prevent tertiary consequences like the ones that we did see in the WorldCom case. This assignment also is designed to help you all cultivate, and continue to use critical thinking processes, and also to encourage collaboration among teams, among yourselves. As you'll see, your teams have been marked off in the classroom. There's Group A there, Group B here, Group C is in the back, Group D is the 4th row, and Group E, is in the middle. There are 4 teams here. You are our forensic accounting teams for this particular assignment, and you'll notice that every day you're in the same area throughout the duration of this project. Also remember, before I actually read the case, read the problem to you, remember that each of you have access to your own computers. I did decide to conduct the research in a lab so that we'd have access to all the technologies that you needed when you began to start your actual digital projection for your project presented to the class. Let's get to the case. Jeffrey Gordon and Roxanne Palmer own a housing and auto insurance company that reportedly has a net worth of $1.5 billion. The firm has been in business for 20 years and has known investors such as Donald Trump and Bill Gates. Recently, there has been a surge of storms that have caused scores of insurance claims worth more than $5.5 million across 7 southern states: Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee. After paying 82 claims totaling $2.3 million, the company filed for bankruptcy protection, proclaiming that paying 82 of the filed claims would completely bankrupt the company beyond recovery. What happened to the net worth of the company, and why did their books communicate a $1.5 billion profit, yet they could not pay claims totaling $2.3 million? Now, the question posed to you as teams: what role could accounting play in forensic science for fraud detection and fraud deterrent in cases like this? Now, let's consider the WorldCom case. Take a look at the problems of the case. Compare some possible scenarios for the above case. The same strategies or some of the similar strategies that you use to dissect the WorldCom case, dissect the problem case as well. Make logical assumptions that can be supported by other cases, even the cases that are referenced in your documentation that I gave you as a reference point. Provide possible answers to the problem question that's based on research. You can use your textbook. Any class discussions, any other outside resources, interviews that you may conduct with anybody that you know that works in an accounting firm nearby, go and talk to those people. You have time to get that documentation. And someone from the state auditor's office is going to talk to us as well. Whenever that occurs, if it's not tomorrow, it'll be on day 3 of the assignment. There will be a podcast available for you to listen to, and he is going to give you very good information. I've asked him to actually give you incidences that take place and how they actually use those incidences to track and to get a person for fraud. So he's going to map some scenarios for you. And I don't know if we're going to talk to Stacy Pickering or we're going to talk to Ronald Robinson. One of those from the state auditor's office will be available for us to ask questions. And that interview, I can tell you, will be a wonderful reference point for you. So any resources that you have access to, use them. Use them to help you understand the problem at hand. But more than anything, create an incident report that will lead you to the outcome of this case. The outcome is they broke the law somewhere. What took place to get them there? That's the whole idea of this project, and to find a solution to that type of case. Graphic organizer out when I walk by, because this is a wonderful step-by-step process that will help you organize your ideas, stay on track, and kind of create a process to an end for you and keep you at a balance so that you'll know what your next train of thought should be. Let's take a look at the graphic organizer. Get it out. Now, this is the graphic organizer for your problem-based learning assignment. It's kind of similar to the one that I gave you for the WorldCom case. A little bit different of a design, a little bit more in-depth, but the strategy and the process is similar. When you get your problem, and we just went over your problem, and you also have a copy of it at your workstations, put the problem in your own words so that you can understand what is required to reach the solution. Discuss the problem. Break that problem apart. Figure out what that problem is saying and what you have to do to make some sense of what happened. How did they get to that point? That's what you need to figure out. Discuss the problem. How did it get there? Now, based on what you already know about the problem, list what you know and list some possible incidences that could have occurred to get them to that point. List possible solutions and create an organized chart of solutions and the responsibility that each member will have in reaching that conclusion. Discuss possible resources and research and gather information that will support your solution. So you're going to reach a solution. Then you're going to go find documentation that supports your solution. That's going to be the meat of your presentation. The solution and what you find to actually make that solution real. You know, this is the solution we came to. This is the pattern that we think happened to get the people where they are. Bankruptcy protection. This is what we think happened. And this is the solution to the problem. This is what should have taken place. These are the checkpoints that should have been in place. That's what I want you to think about. And that's the path that you need to consider taking for your project. And when you've reached that solution and you found documentation to support what you think really happened, and also to support what you think should have been in place or needs to be in place afterward, whether it's preventative or whether it's consequential due to tertiary things, whatever role or whatever perspective you come from, just state that perspective and have the proper documentation to support it. And the last thing that you're going to do is write that solution up. Write the rationale for the solution. This is what I think should happen. This is what I think should have been in place, and what's your rationale for it? Why do you think that? And make sure that your thoughts are not just your thoughts, that you have documentation, whether it's from past cases, whether it's from something that's ongoing. Read transcripts. Transcripts of World Karma Online. Transcripts of all the cases that I gave you references to. They are there. Read them. Document. And that's what that write-up is all about. When you gather all that information, you're going to use that final write-up. And that's where your final problem template comes in at. You're going to use your final write-up. And you're going to put it in that template. You're going to use that final project template on live.com. You're going to use that, and we'll discuss that tomorrow. You will use that, and you're going to design or outline your project using the media, that electronic media that you want to use. And you have a variety to choose from. I'm going to dismiss you to your groups so that you can actually get started. And we'll cover a lot more things tomorrow. All right, your teacher will be around to help you. I'll be here to help you. Don't be afraid, but I want you all to work as much as you can. Use your own thought processes and the things that you've learned. And as I walk around, if you have a question, stop me and I will guide you. I will guide you. So don't feel stressed. I know this is a lot, but you're going to work your way through this.